Hello there, and come on in. We've got a great show today. We have 4 Vietnam veterans from the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine Corps that are going to share their display and a story of their service in Vietnam. So I think you'll enjoy it. It's a different approach to our programs, and let me know if you enjoy it. So come on, let's go take a look. Oops, wait, please. Don't forget, if you like this, give us a thumbs up. And even better, subscribe. It'll keep us on the air. And special thanks to Medals of America and Fountain Inn for providing all the medals in the displays. Okay, enough talking. Let's go take a look. For service during the Vietnam conflict, aside from the good conduct medals issued by the various armed forces, everyone who served there was eligible for the National Defense Service Medal, the United States Vietnam Service Medal, the Vietnam Campaign Medal, and the Vietnamese Cross of Gallantry Unit citation. But while every Vietnam veteran was eligible for certain basic medals, every veteran's experience over there was different. And that's what we're going to see now. Many Army Vietnam veterans can identify with Sergeant Tucker's experience in Vietnam because he wrote, "In July 1968, I reported to Fort Lewis, Washington for basic combat infantry training. After a shake-and-bake squad leader school, I was assigned to the 4th Infantry Division in Pleiku, located in the Central Highlands. The first night at base camp, I was put on perimeter guard duty. Oh, lucky Tucker. The next morning, I was helicoptered to Company E, 1st Battalion at LZ Warrior. The happiest guy to see me was, of course, the guy I replaced. As a squad leader in the 4-point Deuce mortar gun squad, most of our missions were at night against suspected enemy locations. Live fire missions, supporting troops who were in contact, well, that was 24/7. Our 4.2 mortar was a very effective high-angle fire weapon in the Central Highlands. It also had a great illumination round that could really light up the night. After 5 months in the gun squad, I moved to the Fire Direction Center, the FDC, where we plotted suspected enemy locations or fire missions from forward observers. The highlight of our day was mail and chow. We were supposed to get 1 hot meal a day, helicoptered out in insulated containers. Usually it was sea rations, since first priority of the helicopters was to take care of the fighting, not hot food or mail. After 6 months in country, I did an R&R to Sydney, Australia. One of the best things about R&R was eating good food and being able to keep clean for a week. When I got back, we moved on orders to Cambodia. Lieutenant Colonel Edmonds' battalion uncovered a huge weapons dump. Except when Charlie made it hot, it got very cold at night in the Central Highlands, and several times I woke up to find a rat had crawled up on top of my blanket for warmth. When I jumped, the rat would run through the bunker, creating chaos. In 1970, I left Vietnam in August of 1970 and was discharged. My awards were the Bronze Star, the Air Medal, and the Combat Infantry Badge. I'll always be proud to have been a member of the Fighting 4th Infantry Division. And later I found out that Colonel Edmonds had made Major General. Sergeant Tucker's awards display is really nice, and I like the way he hung his dog tags on the corner of his display case. You know, this is a good time for you to go up in the attic and pull out the old duffel bag, push aside those boots, they probably still fit, and get your Vietnam Service Awards out and put them together for your family. Ron Ferguson enlisted in the Navy and was assigned to an aircraft carrier. And he wrote, "I'll never forget the eerie feeling as the USS Coral Sea, I think that was CVA-43, aircraft carrier, was joined alongside by a supply ship. It seemed all too close when they shot the line across and then pulled a heavier one until we were sending cargo back and forth between the two ships. The ships would seem to pitch, and then the load would swing as we steamed straight ahead. It was an ammo supply replenishment, and we were taking on 500-pound bombs on a line stretched between two ships. What an awesome experience to be rolling 500-pounders across the hangar bay in a hurried fashion, but yet slow enough to control in case the ship would shift in the waves. It was just one of those mini exercises that happened, and it's all too hard to describe. If you've never done it, it's hard to envision. If you have, you'll never forget it." By the way, if you have any questions about Navy medals and ribbons, I've just published a new book. It's out on Amazon. Medals and Ribbons of the U.S. Navy has everything you'd ever want to know. Staff Sergeant Grumbacher wrote, "Welcome to Vietnam. I can still hear those words greeting us on arrival in country at Tan Son Nhut. That began the most exciting, frightening, rewarding, horrific, and proudest year of my existence. I enlisted in the Air Force in early 1967 after receiving my greetings letter, and I was sent to Amarillo Air Force Base, Texas for 4 weeks of basic training, and then to Shepherd Air Force Base, Texas for Aircraft Maintenance Tech School. My first PCS was Kirtland Air Force Base, where I was just trained as a crew chief on C-47s. After Easter, I was sent to Clark Air Force Base in the Philippines for a short school on C-123s. Later in '67, I arrived at Tan Son Nhut Air Base near Saigon and was assigned to the 19th Air Commando Squadron. We flew missions over the southern part of South Vietnam until July, when a group from our squadron flew to Thailand to support Candlestick Mission. Our C-123Bs dropped illumination for the fighters over the Ho Chi Minh Trail, where it crossed Laos and Cambodia. We returned to our squadron at Tan Son Nhut just before Tet Offensive. Our base camp came under constant rocket attack 24 hours a day. In February 1968, our squadron C-123s were moved to Pan Rang Air Base, where I spent my last 2 months. There have been no other times in my life that I have felt more proud to be an American than that one-year tour of duty at Tan Son Nhut Air Force Base." Marine Corporal J.B. Holman wrote, "I joined the Marines for 4 years. Guaranteed combat duty for an extra $1,500. It turned out to be about $1 a day. Big bonus. As a new recruit in boot camp, I kept asking myself, how did I get out of this mess I got myself into? The training was really, really hard, but it was worth it. Because of this training, I was prepared to go to South Vietnam. The Vietnam War was, well, it was difficult but rewarding for me. I flew as a gunner and a crew member on a CH-46 Sea-Night helicopter. We flew primarily around Chulai and Da Nang, with frequent trips to Khe Sanh and some special operations in the Laos and the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Later I served with the fine Marines of K Company, 3rd Battalion, 1st Marines in the Quang Tri province of Vietnam. I will always be proud of being a Marine." Corporal Holman also did an especially nice job of displaying his awards because he put them in a center position of his home over his non-commissioned officer's sword from the Marine Corps. I'm not sure that's a Sea-Night helicopter, but maybe that was as close as he could get. But tell you the truth, that's one of the nicest looking displays I've seen in a long time. Every Vietnam veteran's display has a different story to tell. For additional information on Army awards and badges, there's a great book on Amazon called U.S. Army Badges and Insignia, and an equally great Marine book on awards and insignia, and of course, there's a fabulous book on Air Force medals and ribbons. And special thanks to Medals of America in Fountain Inn, South Carolina, for their support of all the medals and ribbons.